Hello, friend, and welcome to your weekly collective reading with me, Melissa Joy. And as always, they are timeless because these are power-packed pieces of information, which, the word angels just means messengers, right? Messages. So these are messages coming in for you. And I've got to say, this whole month of July, if you're showing up calendarically, has a bit to do with the powers in charge, the powers that be. Now, what is wild, some of what is battling out, as they were just showing me in a glimpse when I was praying about this before I started, is they said, so Jupiter and Neptune are battling out. The old is battling it out with the new because it is going out. If you were showing up calendarically, then the Taurus North Node, Scorpio South Node, the Death Star, the I'm going to wreck you and check you in every which way is finally ending. And we're moving into the Aries, which can have some intensity and some hit the ground running type of energy. And wouldn't you like to hit the ground running? Wouldn't you like to just completely know in your mind, hey, I'm ditching my whole wardrobe. I'm not going to sit here and hem and haw over everything. It's time for a fresh new start. Those type of things coming in. But it's also happening with the planets. And if you don't know much about the planets, that's okay. You will get the understanding through the energy of what it's feeling like as we talk about them. So we're going to get in a quick little conversation about this. So Jupiter and Neptune. Neptune is the planet that rules Pisces. Pisces is the fishy water energy that has to do with what's above and what's below, about how do we make our dreams come true. But it can be the perpetual dreamer, the empty promises, those type of things. Now don't judge, y'all. We are the whole zodiac. You cannot be one piece without being the whole. You cannot get a piece of the pie without the whole pie. So you're the whole pie. So we're getting into a bit of this here. Well, Jupiter is moving back in to take over if you will let it. If you will let the new come in, teach yourself these new tricks, these new nuances to become familiar with, your life is going to shake up and take a whole new turn. And not just a turn here, but like a whole new opening, a whole new vista coming in. And you'll be like, wow, I had never even thought of that. Opportunities, serendipities, synergy, that type of thing. Maybe even things that you had before coming into a new purpose, a new light, a new limelight for some of you. That's pretty exciting. So Jupiter has to do with wealth, luck, prosperity, expansion, happiness about the bigger picture, love for the whole world, things spiritual connections, trust, truth, those type of energies. Neptune comes in because it's out beyond the realm where you can see what the naked eye cannot be viewed. So that's where it could spin out, because it could be hearsay, gossip, word of mouth. You ever do that circle when you were younger where they whisper a secret into the ear of the first person? As it goes around the circle, they have the one at the end of the circle say what they heard. And you see how vastly it has changed and transformed. So if you're relying on what other people say about self-helping and all this sort of mess, you're going to get way off, and you'll be finding yourself in a jungle, a desert, a thicket like Brer Rabbit. You'll be off somewhere being tarred and feathered, and you're like, this isn't what I signed up for. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. It can also get into the Mars and the Pluto battling it out between things trying to create endings for you when you're trying to create the new beginning. So if you are someone who loves planetary stuff, Mars is moving into the sign of Scorpio to flush out Pluto. Pluto's had its day. Pluto has had its day, and I'm not wishing out the planets because, Pluto, that's fantastic. But Pluto was like that Dark Lord power, the down and dirty. It's like when people sleep their way to the top, or you can think about it when they're political races. Some aren't busy telling you what all they can do. They can just tell you what someone else has done and point the finger. Getting rid of that blame, that disassociation, that type of energy, and coming into the center of oneself and knowing and being able to go and move in that. And that's very aligned with this Aries North Node coming on in. But what they're telling me is there's some confugging trying to get up in there, and it's going to get you off. And what's wild is there's this opening right now into this whole new world with ease, so that it does away with the confusion. It's easy to jump in right now. But that's when you get in tune and in touch with yourself and start going, I've kind of been wanting to make some big changes. And big meaning more like absolutes, like Maybe changing the way you eat, or maybe your bedtime. Maybe you're somebody who is always a night owl and you're like, I would love to be able to rise early in the morning because I know I could get so much more accomplished that way, but I've gotten in this bad habit, this bad pattern, this routine, this rut, that type of thing. So when you set your mind, just remind yourself. Like this morning when I got up, I'm still suffering with just horrible pain in my spine and muscles not working and can barely walk. And I'm like, oh, okay, are we here again? And it's like, go to the gym. Well, I have to walk to my gym, all right? I don't have to, but I do because it's just a couple of blocks away. I can make it half a block and I'm like, dear Lord, and it's like, stop, rest, bend over, and then you'll get there. And I'm like, you're right. And this is 3:30 to 4:30 in the morning that I'm going so that I can make it here to do these recordings for you guys before I go to my other job. And it's like, you got it, Joy. You've got this. You didn't go through losing your channel and marrying an abuser who nearly killed your son, who destroyed your heart and your life and your mind. You didn't go through all that to go through cancer and survive that, and then to go through this severe vertigo and kidney. You didn't come through all that for nothing. All right? Don't let that shiz hold you down. And I'm not barreling through and pushing through and demanding my way. No, I'm getting in a new conversation with myself. I'm getting in this dialogue with myself to find out, hey, here's what's going on. Here's how we can do some of this. Here's the whispers of what works right now in this moment. So they're saying don't try and create these tried and true formulas because those can become ruts and rifts that take you off track. It's learning how to flow and how to move with the flow and to anticipate the flow and to get excited about the flow. Get a little bit stirred up about it, not anticipate so I can navigate this perfectly. No, more like a surfer with a wave. They're always anticipating that next little groove, and it is a direct path. The path doesn't have to be straight to be direct. Direct means the most navigable way and the way that goes with the natural flow of the land. And so it suits you, and that creates a rhythm, friend. And I love that. The rhythm is going to get you if you will let it. And what happens when you have rhythm? You have music. And when you have music, you have song, you have celebration, you have dance, you have gatherings, you have all that type of delicious, delightful energy coming in for you. And that's why they just wanted to give you that heads up of what is trying to go on in the planets and things. So even if you don't speak all that, you can start to know where it's coming from and not think it's coming from your boss or from your daddy or from your husband or from your ex-best friend, all that type of stuff, from social media, from whatever else, from politics, because that can keep you in this moon-mindedness and that gets your head screwed on backwards. What's wild is, as a gardener, these apply and matter. So listen, as a gardener, I notice anything that has tendrils that binds, it all wraps counterclockwise because that is the way in which our planet spins. So when we get in tune with life, we go with the spin, because if you're going with it, you can see everything. You're not sitting here watching it pass by in a flash and a blur and a blink trying to figure out, how do I put this together? How do I see what's going on? How do I catch up with this? How do I ever get there? No. The reason why you see the sun move in that direction, or the reason why we make the clock go in that direction, thus karma and Saturnian bullshits, right? And that's why we haven't figured it out. There is another way, right? We get in tune with the earth and the direction in which it flows, and we begin to hear our own true self, our own creatorship come on up, and we find that there's a lot of peace and relaxation. No more hamster wheel. No more having to keep up. No more having to create karma or drama or something in order to make yourself or push yourself or be worthy of something. At the split straight up in the middle. Look at that divine sun card. That's why I love the Mary L deck. It is your creatorship. It's moving straight forward, full steam ahead. Now the moon card in this deck, like from that moon mindedness that was there, is all blasting down. It's carrying the vulture energy. That's crumbing, trash panning, living off of yesterday's news. And if you're stuck in yesterday, then you're also stuck in tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. When you get in the now, that is where the creatorship occurs. That's where the life is. And that's where the overwriting power and the overriding power occurs. Because you're in the point of decision, in the point of choice. You become in the authority and the power, because in the word authority is author. You put the pen in your hand when you do that, friend. So I'm excited for you. I hope this serves you well. If it does, talk to me down below. Give me some chats up in there and let me know you were here. Also, if you like it, jump on my channel and join Joy to the World. I'd love to have you be a part of our team here. Also, give me a like if you like to. Share it out with somebody who needs to hear this message, like, ooh, girl, ooh, friend, do you know what's coming up? Buckle in and get ready and go your own way. All right? I love you. Bye.